Hey, what's up, guys? Let's see who we get in here. Hope everybody's doing good. Let me see here. Can I get this up here? Alright, we're at 90. I just gotta keep an eye on it, I guess. There we go. I like that. Hey, what's up? How you doing? You doing good? Hope everybody's having a good night. I see there's a couple people here. I'm gonna delve a little bit deep tonight. I got a special guest that you guys are gonna like. Yeah, I'm gonna give his accolades now while we're warming up. Good, 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 good. This guy's chief of the squad. He was a police corporal, deputy mayor of his town. He's a fireman, SWAT, if I didn't say that, MP, U.S. Army, Eagle Scout, Medal of Valor as a policeman, Combat Cross as a policeman, distinguished expert in shooting. Hey Sky, what's going on? I think you're gonna like it. Yeah, we're gonna have a good show tonight. I can tell it already. I want everybody to know right off the bat that if we do show some, the Nazis, uniform symbols, stuff like that, it's for reenactment stuff. Blah blah blah. We are not Nazis, as in like we're not. That's not us. This man studied in Third Reich history. Tonight we'll discuss a little bit of Operation High Jump. Some alien stuff about the mercury that's been found in Mexico, Indian, the Mahabharata, Egypt temples, the underground. It's all the stuff is underground. Let me see here. Yeah. Hey, I'm so glad that you guys are here. I think you guys are really gonna love this show. We're gonna go hard on this one. South Pole Nazis, CERN, Tesla, Einstein, atom smashers, dark matter versus regular matter, and so on and so on. I think we're gonna have a good show tonight. We got a phone call as we were going live, but he'll be here in a second. No worries, everybody. Please stay, get comfortable, and we'll be right with you guys. I really think you guys are gonna have. We're gonna have fun tonight. I think you guys are gonna like this. We really brought it. I really went out. We're all out for this one. I think you guys are gonna like it. And believe me, we don't have to. The stuff that I named. If we delve into other stuff, believe me, it's fine. It's no big deal. It's important that. Oh, thank you. I can't believe it. The loss. Yeah. We were ready to go at 8, and we get a call, and it's my dad's uncle. I guess you'd call it kind of a cousin for me, maybe. But yeah. So what kind of stuff would you guys want to get into, so I can write it down and make sure we do get to it. I don't want anyone not to. I want you all to get as much as you can out of this one, because it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good one. What you guys want to get into? 5D. I saw you put something. I didn't catch it though. I was still going over my introductions. And Archangel, what were you into? I'm gonna write it down while I have it in front of me, and we're still warming up, getting ready. Senators on the other side, Democrats, understand the threat and are willing so glad you guys are here. Address it in a straightforward way that you are. I see y'all. We are the front lines now. This whole thing has turned into we're in war. We're at war, guys. This is real. It's happening, and we're living it. Sumerian gods, perfect. Sorry, I don't know why this wasn't uploading, but I got everything at once. Okay, Sumerian gods, that's perfect. We'll get Enki and Lil and Setem. Enki. That's changing a little bit, as I said, but we still have some challenges there. Yeah, well, thank you for this. Senator Rubio, I appreciate it. My experience is positive. I haven't really. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really felt attacked either. The hybrids of old, great. I like it. Pay close attention and learn something. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. The show that is the
sworn enemy of lying, pomposity, smugness, and groupthink.
Yes, I'd love to get into that.
Good night from Washington.
Except I like that. Activation, yes.
Great show, as always. Great to see you. It's a big, incredible news night. Not all of it great.
Ascension.
If you value human life,
I call it being lit up, but same thing.
babies, inalienable rights,
I don't feel it. Yeah, I haven't really felt attacked. It's so weird that we're putting it like that now, because I believe that I was, but it's obvious that I really wasn't being truly attacked. It was almost as if it was more of like I was being pushed further to be awoken. I wasn't paying attention to the things that they wanted me to you know, delve into. You know, they work on the way that they do things. These beings, they do it so fast that they think that I'm stuck on one thing when really I'm just trying to educate myself on what they want me to educate myself on. Oh man. Yeah. Yes. Yes. What's weird is that I did see. Yeah. No. I think I'm gonna get. There's more into that too. About them not being physical yet. Because guess who I saw the other day? I'm looking in the sky and I saw the head of Baal, or Baal, however you want to say it. I'm not sure how you say it exactly. Every time I look up, someone's saying it in a different way. But I saw Baal and I guess the one, I believe they call him Cernones in Ireland. Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to as well. Right. Yeah. Yes. Me too. This is the best thing that I ever did was start to go live and talk to you guys in the now, because there's only so much that I can get into without you guys giving me the questions I need to know to learn if I don't know. So it works perfectly. I'm so happy that I decided to start doing this live. It just makes sense, and I love you guys so much because you guys really literally ask like the best questions. It makes me so happy that I have you guys. It really does. But yeah, I saw Baal in the clouds. It was insane, and it was kind of scary, but I didn't feel attacked. Yes, I will. I definitely will, Archangel. Yes, please. If you can even put in a comment your page of the one you want me to watch. Or Odin. Yeah, that could have been, dude. You're right. I'm not like that. See, look, that's why I need you here, because Odin is a good thinking. That's Norse too. That's my heritage. So I'm gonna look into that. I like that. Could you believe they're finding the mercury everywhere? They're finding mercury. Listen to this one. So I'm delving. I wanted to figure some stuff out. Look at some stuff.
This has nothing to do really with abortion. This is about
yeah, me too. Well, that's why I need you guys. The whole perspective thing is that it has to go as many ways as we can, so we can all learn together and figure out what is the same, what's not the same. The more I'm looking at the Romans and the Greeks, I mean, it's the same people with different names. It's even like like Zeus throwing lightning bolts. They're just different names. And you guys are this is gonna be such a great show tonight. You guys are gonna love this. Right there. My special guest is walking in now. Like I did the introduction, so you guys know. Like I said, listen. The best thing I could do is bring. I'm going to introduce him as who he is in a second, but best thing I could do is bring this man on, because believe me, if you have questions of history and Third Reich, Operation High Jump, anything that has to do with the Nazis, fallen angels, and the perspective that goes into that, and Hitler and his going after the Jews, they're almost trying to get. And if you read Mein Kampf, he's almost trying to get rid of an entire race of people. That in theory would be Antichrist, because if we're here to know that Jesus is born a Jew, for him to return as a Jewish person, is almost like a slap in the face. That would be Antichrist in the form of it. And I literally went to a priest, talked to him about it, and the priest goes, I don't know why nobody picked that up. Like that perspective, he said, he couldn't believe it. He goes, that perspective is so deep. He goes, because I said, they're still waiting for their Messiah. If there's an entire race of people that are murdered, and the Messiah is supposed to be the coming back of our Savior, a Savior. If you're killing an entire race of people, that Savior never comes back. So in theory, that would be Antichrist. Going live is awesome. So here we go. I'm going to turn this around here, and we're going to have a nice little chat tonight. You guys are going to love this. Here we go. This is my dad right here.
How you doing, folks?
Like I say, SWAT. He was chief of his squad, corporal of the police. Go ahead, tell them what else you did. Eagle Scout. Go ahead.
I was an Eagle Scout. I served as a police officer. I was a military police first. I went to the county sheriff's department. From there, I went to Mount Laurel Township Police Department.
They had no names. No names.
Yeah, okay. And I also I had some background in history in terms of college credits, and I enjoyed that. I did very well in school. I do a lot of reading, and in my bloodline, as well as my son, we have my mother's brother was in the Third Reich. He was an SS officer. So I heard a lot of true stories right from my grandparents regarding
who were there.
They were there.
So we're not going to, like, when he says this, we're not going to give the perspective of the news. We're going to actually give perspective that people that were there, that know, and we're not going to give a false pretense. We're giving actual moments in the history of the Third Reich that people were living in. And, it's like we're going to show you people, what do they say all the time? We weren't Nazis, we weren't this, and we weren't that, and da-da-da-da-da. It's funny, though, because in every video I see, everybody's out there cheering, everybody's out there saluting. We're past that. We're not going to allow that. We are not going to allow the lie.
I think that one of the most interesting things that I think, Bobby, is that after the war ended, after the war ended in 1945, within 2 years of the end of the war, our intelligence agencies got information concerning the Third Reich still being active in Antarctica. What they did was they put together using the Sixth Fleet, they used a program called Operation High Jump, which activated the Third Army. They activated the United States Navy, the Sixth Fleet.
You can ask questions anytime here too, by the way, people.
Yes, we sent down a battle group along with the aircraft carrier. I believe it was the USS Enterprise. And what happened when there were warships that we sent down, considering the fact that we intended to, the information that we obtained was that the Third Reich had a base that was occupied by aliens, and the information was substantiated. It was enough that we sent President Truman sent troops down along with the United States Marine Corps, Army, and the Navy.
Before we delve further into that, being that he was the chief of an EMS squad, I'm gonna give you all a little taste of something, and you don't need to go into your briefcase and pull it out. You can sometime, and I'll post it for everybody. But you guys don't know. This man right here was literally briefed on the what if there was a crashed UFO.
That's correct. Because of me being on the SRT team, we were brought into the library.
I got you, 5G. Give us a minute on that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dad. Go.
On the unit, and we were told they gave us a 5-day scenario, and the scenario read like this. First day, there's an alien encounter, and the people go ballistic, and they're panicking. There's rioting.
Arrival, basically. It's arrival.
Exactly.
They're going to call it arrival.
There's looting. Okay, and as a police officer, we didn't give names. This was all done because they wanted honest answers. And in the third day of rioting, I took my a shotgun and a police car, and I went home to take care of my family. No police officer lasted any more than 5 days, and the ones that did were single, and they didn't have.
Now, are you hearing that now? 5D. That kind of goes to exactly what you just asked. 5D. It's just. Everyone on here is very brilliant, and
yes,
they're very much in tune with what we're talking about.
Okay.
What 5D asked was, he said, I would like to ask you what percentage of the military or certain government agencies are corrupted. Now, being corrupted, there's many forms of that. Where I'm going to go with this is that the corruption of a policeman or military not honoring their posts on solid ground and returning to their family is a form of corruption. So I'll let you go from there.
On principle and moral aspect of it, you have to look at it as if these people have a wife and children, responsibilities too. And at a certain point, there's really nothing that a police officer can do when the rest of the communication system is broken down. So primarily he's saying, okay, I'm going to leave my post and I'm going to go take care of my family. And at which point the National Guard, now they had already been involved in it along with us. They were in a separate area. They were answering the same questions, and basically the only difference was that their structure is different than police. So,
Amy, I like that. I'm gonna get to that.
They were basically stuck where they having to fight an alien invasion for all intents and purposes.
This woman, Amy here, she asks, it's more like they only give certain info to each group, so only a very few know all. Each group thinks that they know the truth. The level is pretty much basic throughout. Well, that's why I brought him on, because if you look at it, okay, he has the police. As you see, he's was the chief of his town. He was also deputy mayor. SWAT. What else? What am I missing here? Is that pretty much? That's pretty much the premise.
Military.
And military. Okay.
I was a military.
He's MP. So with that being said, that means that he would have pretty much the entire grasp on the what if and the implementation of whatever was being implemented.
What's interesting is we received information. This is after the briefing was done, from a colonel in the United States Army Airborne 82nd, and he was Special Forces. He said that what we have at that time, this is going back to, I'd say, the year like right around 2000. We have weapons that today they didn't have back at the time of that Operation High Jump. We have right now particle beam laser, where they're large. They're right now. They're currently using them on there's like 2 or 3 aircraft carriers. There's some large jets that have the particle beam. We have land-based, where they fire. They're nuclear reacted. They use a nuclear reactor to generate the immense power of this beam. And it's not like you see on maybe what's it called? Star Wars. You don't see a line, a blue line, go out and strike the target.
Opposite target.
What happens is it's just a burst of superheated energy that literally will melt. It just disappears. It melts the target, and we have that. We have that. right now, as we speak. And I believe that a lot of things, for example, North Korea, and with Trump, I believe Trump sat down with him and said, here's the deal. Nuclear weapons are a thing of the past. They're dirty. They're not. They're corruptible. They're not really of any use when you want to use it. For example, a particle beam laser on them.
Yeah, you do.
You can,
Maybe
knock,
you're
you can
right.
knock them out of the sky. I mean,
You would know.
and they'll melt.
Hmm? So hold on, let me get into this though. We don't have the same genetic structure as these aliens. What could we be? We might be poisoning ourselves with all this with isotopes and
Yes.
right.
What's interesting is regarding that topic, the first of all, aliens communicate with us by way of telepathy. They can speak any language because they don't speak a language. They communicate by way of thought. So you could sit down and they know what you're thinking, and when they will ask you a question and you respond. There's no need to talk.
No, well, many of the people that are here tonight are we all
Okay.
are pretty much the same.
Okay.
They know what we know.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, we see. We don't, as you all know, it's hard to say out loud that you know if you know, and we both know as well as you guys, I'm sure, do know. I think everyone here has pretty much been taken.
Conventional weapons. I was a distinguished expert with a Remington.
Well, we don't have to get into that yet.
Okay.
What we need to, no. So here we go. What I want to get into is this. Last time we talked about the black goo, you know. So what I'm going to get at here is that okay. All right, he was taken. Was it spring of 2017?
That's correct.
In the spring of 2017,
That is correct.
he almost died about a week later of exposure to high levels of radiation. His what do they call it?
The isotopes apparently were they. What happened was my arms, my wrists became like a crust, enveloped both my left and right wrists, and they were oozing pus. So I went to a urgent care, and they immediately called 911 and took me to the hospital.
We got you 5D.
So what ended up happening was that a man came in. He had a white doctor's smock, and he identified himself as his name. He's Dr. So-and-so. And I noticed he had dog tags on. Because having been in the military and a policeman, you pick up on things, okay? And I noticed that, and he was very interested about what happened to me leading up to this event with my arms. And he said, I explained to him that.
Now let me jump in right here.
Sure.
When he's speaking about this, first they thought that he was being possibly poisoned by another government. Odd, right? Being that he's.
Well, I just came back from Ukraine.
Let's not get into that.
Okay.
Dad, come on now. Stop that. All right. He can't. We're not getting into that.
Okay.
Anyway, so they believe that first he was poisoned. Problem was that his everybody, your alkaline has to be at an even 7 for us human beings to survive as human beings.
That is correct.
His was at like a 10 or 11. He was on his deathbed,
Yes.
and somehow he had a blood-borne pathogen that seeped into his veins. He believed his veins began to almost come out of his skin. His skin began to pus as if his immune system was fighting against itself.
Correct.
Whatever happened to him was how are we going to say that? It was an attack by something. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't want to get into the government. I don't want to get into aliens about that yet. But he almost died.
I firmly believe, because there's a lapse. I went to bed and I woke up a mile and a half from my house in my white. When I wore to bed that night, it was like not underwear, but like a job.
Wow, Archangel, that's crazy.
What do you call them? Running shorts. And I woke up. I came to it here. It's March. It's cold, and here I am. So not to bring attention to myself, I jogged home. My wife was frantic looking for me because all the doors were locked.
Could be Amy.
There's no possible way that I could have left the house and gone that distance during that period of time. Then shortly thereafter is when these
Pus pockets.
pus pockets formed on my wrists. And when they brought me in, they gave me high levels, very extremely high levels of antibiotics.
Which almost killed him in itself because
Right.
you can only have so many antibiotics in your system before your white blood cells attack your red blood cells.
Well, as they explained to me, that this doctor, who in fact was military, whatever he was military. His concerns were, had I been around anything radioactive, which the answer, to my knowledge, was no. But the fact is, I was exposed to high levels of radioactive isotopes or radiation.
And when he says high levels, he's talking about military grade, or like a Fukushima type of event, which we don't have anything here. I mean, we live in Jersey, but 3 Mile Island is pretty far from here, and he doesn't work there.
And no one in the household, no one else suffered what happened. So
Right, truth.
I was picked out. Whatever happened to me, I have no idea.
Yes, he does 5D.
I believe that, I highly believe that I was abducted and I was taken and I was returned. I have a scar on I can show it if you'd like.
Everybody, no, you don't have to. Everybody on here, we all have the scars, and everybody knows. They believe you.
This scar it never hurt. It never, nothing. It just, it was almost like
Archangel. That's me. I have the same.
It was almost as if it was a cut, like a surgical cut, using a laser type of cutting.
You're right, Amy.
And it burned me, and I still have that scar. I can't. It won't go away. It was that severe, but it didn't hurt. And to this day, I believe that they were maybe doing something that went awry, and whatever they were.
Well, the thing is, though, about this is that he was away, and out of nowhere, he comes back. He's back for a couple of weeks. It's not as if he was just poisoned overnight. Like, he wasn't home for a day, and this happened. Because then we would say, yeah, maybe it was intervention of another country. But that's not the way that this went down. The way this went down was he got home for about 2 weeks, and like I said, his veins began to pop. No idea why. It was crazy, guys. It was crazy. I'm gonna get to some questions here.
Yes.
Alkaline, you need to take apple cider. Yeah, he loves his apple cider vinegar. Yeah. He does. That's his thing. What's crazy about the implants is that he gets the fibers, the hair fibers that grow out of his skin. And apparently he's like it's 1 in 500,000 or something like that.
Yeah, bizarre.
It's really bizarre stuff. So he gets these weird fibers that grow out of him, like hair.
But they're colored.
Yeah, that's the word. Morgellons. Yeah, I forgot what they were called.
Well, what they ended up doing was that they took the fiber and was sent to the different, the federal database on all fibers in anywhere in the world, and there was no match, none. So these were red and like blue. It was truly bizarre, and I haven't had it. They stopped. I guess my body fought it. I work out a lot, and
let's get to some questions. We'll get to some questions.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's shoot me some questions for old Dad here. And be very blunt. Be very let us whatever you want to ask. You can ask. That's really documented. So there's what's the, we'll get to that. This is from graphic warning. Transhumanism. So transhumanism. Define the question with the transhumanism, and he will answer it in the form of the your question. Does he know? Hold on. Yeah, he does. All right, that's a good question. I did say that I was going to ask. So the chemtrails. I'm gonna answer kind of for him, but I'm gonna let him finish up after we answer. His idea of the whole chemtrail thing is that he believes that there is an alien presence here, and that we're using the chemtrails to stick to the ships so we can then form what is up there and what we're actually seeing. So, and I actually kind of starting to agree with him, and makes sense the way that he describes it.
Well, I was privy to some information concerning during Vietnam. I'm sure you've heard about the cloud seeding of the trail that the North Vietnamese used to get into the south. In order to stop that, we had to flood it. So we were using chemtrails as a form to seed the clouds. Okay, that's how this began. And then we went into another area where we were using chemtrails as a way to identify any alien craft that come in contact with it. We could follow them. They were basically miniature tracking devices that our government could follow and trail them. And in fact, the fact is, and it's a scary fact in the sense that they're here. They're my opinion.
Thank you, Amy.
And the government also believes that they have bases under the oceans, and because when we follow them,
that's his theory, Friday. That's what he's saying.
They go on. They usually go over a water source. For example, like the Bermuda Triangle is a really good example, just one of many. But
Sure.
That we follow them, and then boom, they disappear over vast water areas. Okay, and it's an interesting concept, but it's starting to prove itself to be true.
Hi, Aaron. It's okay.
And again, getting back to the Operation High Jump, the ships that we lost. What happened was, out of this is fact.
I agree, 5D.
These came out of these files were.
Amy, someone has to do it. Thank you.
Recently, well, they were never declassified. They were leaked, and the problem. What happened was, we lost 5 battleships. Numerous men were killed. The lasers, these were like flying saucers, okay? They came out of the ocean, and because of
Archangel, that's the next one. We'll go with that next.
Our aggression, because when we sent those ships down there, these were military, and whether the Germans communicated with these aliens, they sent up their own warships, and they ripped the weapons they had. This is testimony from sailors that were on the ship and Marines. These things were ripped in half. They sunk. And our government's response was, when they came back, because we lost a lot of men and aircraft and
I'm with
ships,
you, 5D, on that.
They said that, in fact, they were in a typhoon. They were caught up in a typhoon, and that is why we lost these ships.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Oh, we got rid of them. We put them on whatever.
So what it did was it gave the government the ability to say.
5D, we're 100% with you on that.
They died. These men died in.
Archangel, we'll get to that question next.
So, what I'm saying is, this isn't my opinion. This is fact. This actually did happen. And and this all plays into the what's the name of that ship? The USS Eldridge.
Oh, right.
The Eldridge incident piggybacks right after that.
They have some questions when you're done.
Yeah, right after the high jump, we were trying to use Tesla and Einstein's theories.
They're huge, Amy. They're totally huge.
They used the Tesla coils on a ship. They believed it was the Eldridge had a nuclear reactor to fire these Tesla coils, and the theory was to make it invisible.
Archangel, me too. Dad, we have to get to questions. We're
Okay, sure.
really going.
Yeah, that's fine.
So guys, all right. So number one is this. What they want to know what your theory. They've always heard my theory.
Yes.
What is your theory on the abductions in itself?
I believe the abductions are being used to do, in fact, make hybrid humans.
Really?
Yes. Now, as using my background with law enforcement, the numbers of abductees are immense. They're almost unbelievable. And
300,000 a year, right?
Yes.
And in the United States alone.
in the U.S. alone, and these people never found. And I think it's interesting. I'm giving you some insight that this is law enforcement, that this man out in, I believe it was either California or Oregon, he was reported there's a dead man in a pickup
I'll get
truck.
to that next. Give me a second.
In a pickup truck. So they took, the police got the guy. He had no fingerprints at all, but he had a driver's license in his possession.
We got you, Archangel.
So what happened was this guy, they ended up going to his home. His girlfriend said he's a hybrid. They found a total of 5,000 weapons, only two types though. The M16 rifles and Remington 870 12-gauge shotguns, ammunition, and these were all
You're right, 5D.
these were all in perfect operating condition. They were stored, and according to this man's wife,
Archangel, we're going to get to that.
she said that the plan is there'll be a message sent, whether it be telepathically or maybe over television, something to activate all of these hybrids, and they would go to a certain focal point. They would pick up weapons and do whatever the task is that they're programmed to do.
Now, as a policeman, did you actually believe that? Is that
No,
a theory?
No.
You're 100% in with this?
Oh, for a fact. Well, what I'm saying is true.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you follow that line, well, I don't know. Other than, why would you have that many weapons? Why would this man have no fingerprints? He had no identifying features.
You're funny, 5D.
And again, my opinion is, and again, it's very similar, and I think everybody can relate to this, is when Robert Kennedy was assassinated, the man Sirhan Sirhan, he said that he remembered a lady in a yellow dress. That yellow
That's triggered.
Triggered his impulse to kill Robert Kennedy, and he was programmed. Now, who did it? Was it most likely the United States government? Where did we learn how to do that? Through aliens. Well, I think we perfect what they, what information they
Like our
give
guys
us.
once did to us, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there's a theory in ancient Babylon or Sumeria where we were created from, I think it was some crazy number of thousands of defeated beings are how we were created, because they will always be better than us. But anyway, that's what they believed. So let's get back to the questions. That was perfect answer there, Dad. So 5D, he's basically saying 5D agrees with you in being that these ships are up there, and it seems like they're chemtrailing only in certain areas. They wouldn't just be chemtrailing for no reason.
Correct.
They have to be. It's like they're spraying in the areas where they can see on radar that these things are, dimensionally anyway. And they're there, but they're dimensionally there. They're not. We could drive right through them.
Well, anybody viewing this.
Hold on one second. This is the question. There's a question in this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So 5D says, these seem like interdimensional craft that are we're trying to locate in our atmosphere at certain times. Do you guys know about the shrinking and compromised magnetosphere, and that they could be using chemtrails to hold it up and strengthen it? Is that libido? Yeah, libido. So what is your thinking on that? Do you think that it's an atmospheric thing that they're trying to strengthen so we don't burn to death, I guess, or suffocate ourselves?
Well, obviously, they're doing it. They're testing this for whatever reason, and also I think it's important for your people to know that liquid. Oh, using a thermometer, mercury, liquid mercury. You spin it at a very intense, fast rate. It is using a gyro. What it does is it produces the ability to anti-gravity. You can use that. Now this is a fact. This is being the aliens have used it on their craft.
Amy, feel free to
We know for sure that this and the Germans, the Nazis were using this, and it effectively worked. We reversed engineered certain crafts. We actually used them. One of them
We're
crashed
positive, the two of us.
in Pennsylvania. Now, everything I'm saying is not my opinion. This is a factual based.
But we'll get to that.
I can't really get into what my field of what I'm doing right now. Obviously I can't. The government agency I'm with, I can't say. I can't.
Congo.
But everything I'm saying is very, very sensitive, very sensitive, and it's the truth. And it's important for the people to understand this. And I wish our government would be truthful and have trust in the American people, the people of the world, to say, hey, this is what we have, this is what we know, and can we defend ourselves against them? Yeah, the answer is yes.
Well, I'll give you one on that though.
Okay.
Let me delve into. With that being said, on his point, if you look at there are so many. I'm going to start in England for start. So MI6, when MI6 they need people, they go to the orphanages, right? So in America, we have thousands and thousands of kids that go missing from these orphanages a year, and they don't get reported because they call them runaways. They're runaways, but they're missing, and we don't ever find these kids. It's my theory now. Just as MI6 used these orphans to make MI6, we're doing the same thing with our space fleet. We're taking these orphans and we're putting them in our space fleet. We're giving them jobs, and one job only, that they are perfect in that one job. Because these kids do have problems. It's fine, and it's Mickey Rourke came out, from what I hear or read, and said that his whole thing is that. There are actually kids up there that believe that there was a war on Earth with aliens or with each other, and they believe that Earth itself no longer exists. And they've been put on, Kepler 22, for instance, where they're restarting a new way of life. Kepler 22 is pretty close in theory. If they hyperslept for 5 years, they'd probably get there, wake up, relearn how to use their muscles, and they'd work it out.
Bob, I have a question. Are the people that we're speaking with, are they familiar that in order to add credibility to what I'm saying or you, I'm referring to the Nazi, my uncle was an SS officer. I have we have photos if it would be appropriate.
They don't need it, not right now, not that.
No, I'm just saying at a later time, maybe you can share one or two of these photos that are.
But what's this have to do? Just get to the point.
Well, because it shows that this is truthful. I want everything to be known that what we're saying is not opinionated. It's based on fact.
What he's getting at here is the eugenics. We're going to get into eugenics in a second. And so I'll catch him up for you.
Okay.
His uncle was a high-level chauffeur for a doctor, not Mengele, so don't get any ideas. It wasn't Mengele, but where he worked was a eugenics camp where they would take people that were less fortunate in the mind. How do you say that?
Mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged, perfect. And we wanted to find out what made them, the Nazis wanted to find out what made them mentally challenged, why they weren't mentally challenged, what happened in their genetic makeup that would make that happen. Common knowledge is a tiny slice of actual pie. You're very right. Um, yeah, no, thank you, 5G. Thank you very much. And I try to, I don't want him to say too much and for people to get all bent out of shape for telling the truth. Truth really here is, it means so much to both of us because we don't want to later hear, oh man, did you hear? These guys are a couple of we're not Nazis. We're Americans at that.
Exactly.
And
My life is
the whole point of him bringing up the eugenics is for the alien side of this.
right. I have a very storied life, and I have a very successful life, and you know, I helped many people throughout my life, every ethnicity, race.
Okay, I'll ask that now.
And it's very important that they understand that.
With this, they have a question for you.
Yes.
And it kind of goes into the whole Nazi thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rh negative blood.
Yes.
They're finding out that this blood type, okay, this, and it seems like, what they say, B negative is like a percentage, O positive is a percentage, but Rh negative, it would seem, are getting abducted more than anybody else.
Right.
Being the, with the, using your Nazi aspect and your learning and putting it into the alien,
Right.
why is that happening? I'm gonna get something to drink. I'm thirsty. He's gonna, he can't read the stuff. It's too small for his eyes. But I will get,
It comes into genetic engineering, where the Nazis realized that
say Nazis and aliens for the.
well, not they're the same. They're really it's synonymous. What group that formed with the Nazis? The belief is that they were the gray alien. They were helping the Germans in areas because they believed, and the Germans were open to thought. They were not closed-minded, as were many of the political people controlling the world at that time. The Germans, on the other hand, they were very intelligent. They were scientifically based. They believed in genetic engineering. This is at a time when that wasn't even,
That wasn't even a thing.
They were so highly. The Germans were so aggressive in this thought. It is the belief of the soul
And you know what's important to say too, though? Let's bring this in, though. When we do this stuff, we use animals.
Yes.
When the Nazis were doing this, they used actual people.
Yes.
Which genetically is, no one's ever been able to do this again.
You're right.
Stem cell research is a close second, but to use actual human beings in these studies is why Bayer Aspirin and Watson and all these companies became so like we only know what we know now because of that stuff.
Well, exactly, and the importance of it. The importance of that was that the Germans believed so strongly that this needed to be outed.
Thank you so much, Vidi.
That they didn't want to use an animal. That would have taken so much longer.
What part, Amy? I just want, it's okay, you can just be blunt when you,
yeah.
It's okay. We're not going to get mad or anything.
No.
We're trying to be truthful here. We're trying to be blunt as well. So, what's up? Talk to us. And like I said, we're not trying to piss anyone. We're trying to speak truth, and
Yes.
This is not about race or anything like that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I know if my kid was used for that shit, I'd have been pissed off.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'd go to war. I would be searching for those motherfuckers to this day.
Remember.
I know.
But remember, back then, people were different. My grandfather always told me, he said,
Let's not get into that yet. Let's not get into that yet.
I know, I'm just trying to say that back then, people had different, thoughts. Things were more acceptable back in those, at that time period.
One thing, Archangel.
Both, American.
We're not glorifying it all.
German.
Actually, like I just said, that we're not glorifying it all.
No. It's just important to.
That shit is fucked up.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't take kids and do that shit. Fuck that. No. That is not where we're going with this.
No.
In fact, if you want to be mad, like I said, be mad at Bayer Aspirin.
Yeah.
Be mad at Watson Inc. Be mad at these companies that are actually using those eugenics and sciences I mean, really, to this day, it's kind of fucked up.
It is terrible. It is very, very terrible.
It's not glorifying. We're not glorifying at all. I tried to say that from the beginning.
Yeah, they actually talked about doing away with a lot of the
Yeah,
products.
they were looking for kids of Rh negative and certain blood types.
But they wouldn't-
I don't know if they knew exactly what Rh was, but they had a premise and belief, and they knew of the differences in blood types. Like if an Rh negative person, okay, I'm gonna just be blunt and say this right. If you shared a needle with me, I would get very, very sick. I'd probably develop a huge tumor looking thing on wherever I would, stick myself after you used that same thing.
Well, are you aware, Bob?
The reason would be because why your blood would be poisoned is because, the Rhesus genes is basically what they say is the first gene that was used in the which part, Archangel? What part? I want to get everybody on the same page, so come on, I need everybody to. Why? I'm talking Rh next. All right, we're gonna get to that. Well, I'm gonna just go with that now. The reason why they're going with Rh negative is because that blood type in rarity is what is it? One in every. Your blood type is like a 1% in the world. Like Rh is just extinct if you want to look at it, right. And they're kind of still trying to figure out why. How did that blood type survive through? Like if you were if a B positive person were to have a baby with a Rh person, either the baby or the mother herself could die because of if the baby were to bleed, if the sac were to open, you'd be automatically poisoned right on the spot. And I think the aliens, they know this. They know how rare that blood type is, and they want to figure out how it survived through this.
I want you to remember this. Mm-hmm. This is very important for your listeners, and we're discussing that morality and science are very.
There are no morals in science.
Exactly.
I mean, true science. If we're going to be truthful here.
It's not. And again, there's no, in my opinion, there's no justification to do.
Amy, that's dangerous.
To do negative things to.
Look it up. I promise you, that's so dangerous.
To children.
I give you a lot of credit for being able.
But again, morality and science. You look at the question was.
I've heard that.
The question
Archangel.
was put out there, Bobby.
Go ahead.
The question was put out. Should the Nazi experiments be shunned? In other words, everything that the Germans that they found out because of these horrific experiments, should they be not allowed because of the nature?
Yeah.
And the science community said no. It happened. It was wrong.
Right.
But these results
will save lives in the future. Blah blah blah.
In the long term, these people have already suffered,
right.
and or died.
Right.
And the most important thing is, it happened. It was wrong. But use the
like I said,
testing process.
If someone did that to my kid, and they used eugenic, and they were trying to, oh my God! I want you all to know that I'd fuck somebody up. And sorry to curse, but y'all got me mad about this a little bit.
Well,
that's a terrible, terrible thing that these did to these kids and everything else.
As a policeman, Bobby, you know my past, what I did to kids. I mean,
not cool.
My goodness, I really.
You're right.
I
Archangel, my dad right here. You need to hear this. He's sticking up.
Okay.
You're right, Archangel. His life completely changed after he started being abducted like on a regular basis. His life completely was altered in a completely different direction, as if they didn't want him doing all this stuff. They didn't want him to be a cop, this and that and this and blah blah blah. He was doing 10 different things.
I got too powerful.
And no, it's not about. Was it you being too powerful, or did these beings want more of you? Did they want to take you more? Did they want to slice your life in half or less, so you could be taken whenever they wanted you to be taken, and not when it was okay to be taken because you were staying home that night?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
what happened to me happened to me. I'm reporting it honestly, telling you. You can draw whatever conclusion.
It's not fair, Amy. It's not cool.
I just feel as though I'm sharing it because it happened to me, and if it's happening to any one of you, I can relate to that, and it's not fun. It's nothing that I'm happy about, but it's in fact there's no other explanation I can understand that it happened,
Yeah.
and I have to deal with that. It's affected me.
Well, if you Dark Shadows.
What's the situation? And
Yeah, I know, Amy. We went, you and me, same thing. Dad, tell them about when I was a kid and when I started drawing the big, what did I call them? My big-eyed dream friends.
Yes, it is interesting actually. Bobby would draw pictures, and this is out of nowhere. I come home from work and I'm looking over Bobby's things, and I'm seeing these pictures. And this wasn't televised at the time, especially. There's no way
I was like 4 years old.
Bobby could have had any conceptual idea of anything. Like he's drawing things that were of aliens. I mean, I'm sorry.
Amy,
They were. And I'm thinking, how in God's name is my son drawing these things? There's nothing on TV. I never showed any pictures or shared anything. He just came out and he'd even draw them on an Etch-a-Sketch. That's how Bobby, how and you were like into that. It was my father's a doctor. Did you tell them?
You can tell them good. No, I really never get into that thing.
My father he tested Bobby. Bobby had an extremely high IQ. My dad
5D, we'll get to that in a second.
tested him in so many different areas, and Bobby didn't have the capacity at that age to lie. Children under the age of 6 don't have the ability to render a lie.
A fabricated lie that you can actually.
They report to what they see, what they dream. That's how a child functions.
But what I believed in at the time was that that I would say the way this all started was, why are you drawing that? Oh, there are these people that they come to me at night. This is what I said, and that I said, when they come, I have the best dreams. And when I come, I learn things. And when they come, it's like I live 2 lives, one here on Earth and one there with them. It's like.
Do you remember where you said they came from?
I don't.
The closet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what you were just a little boy, and you came to me one night and said, "Daddy, they come from the closet." Now,
my closet had a huge mirror, by the way. My closet was 2 sliding doors that were full-length mirrors.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to give you the picture of this now.
And Bobby came to me and said, "Daddy, I don't like that they come from the closet." And I was furious because this is my son in a house where I want him to be safe, and for some reason he didn't feel safe in that room. Oftentimes he'd come and get into bed with his daddy, and so I'd protect him.
He's a policeman, so
I always kept.
Dad, would he shoot the aliens or whatever they were?
I always kept. I was in the SRT team, which was advanced. And I had a lot of advanced weapons, that I had to take with me when we did a raid or, whatever. And I loved my children and swore to protect them.
We do too, Amy. We do too.
As any parent. And Bobby, at an early age, again, I'm reiterating the last time, that he did, in fact, draw these pictures that were just undoubtedly alien, gray type. And it was amazing. And then when that show came out, Bobby, that, what was it called?
Sightings?
No, the one that you liked, X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
The X-Files.
Let's not get into that. Oh, boy.
But you took it at a very young age. You took a liking to that show, and I found it interesting because the subject matter was adult-based, not child-based, but you found an assimilation with that show and some part of your life.
Yeah. Well,
very interesting.
Yeah. That was a hard. When you're a kid, you guys know. When you're a kid, that is just. I didn't know what to even do at the time. I just I was a little kid, and they're showing me the end of the world, and I remember that when I got a little bit older, 7, 8, you know, they'd say, I remember being in this big room, and they had there was like a chessboard. This is the way that I remembered it. And the chess pieces, there was a clear, well, they were both clear, but the sides were colored red and blue, as I remember. Like the bottom lit up, so the pieces would be the color of the team that you were. Or
Did you tell your listeners, your friends, that he had written down on a piece of paper? It's very interesting. Ones and zeros, the binary code, and this is before it was really established. This is back again in the.
I would have never known that.
He would have never. He was just a little boy. He was 110001110. I'm thinking, and I read an article in my father's Psychology Today magazine. I was reading about the binary code, and then
I agree, Amy.
Then I remembered what Bobby had written. I'm going, oh my goodness, here's a little boy of 6 years old, literally drawing
Don't creep out, Archangel.
the binary code.
Don't get. It's okay. We'll change it up if we have to.
You know, and I found this very interesting. You know, and I didn't know what to do.
Well, Archangel, she goes through the same thing. I think it was her. She said that she still gets bruises.
Really?
Yeah, and like you, oh boy, now he's gonna bring it in, Archangel. I'll let you, if you want, you can tell your story. If you want to, you can tell your story first. But he gets bruises too, still to this day, out of nowhere. He doesn't just. When he wakes up in the morning, he'll be like, "Bob, did I fall last night, or did you grab me at something?" I'm like, "No, we didn't do anything." Yeah, scars. I have scars on my shoulders. He has weird scars too. Yeah. Why though? I wonder what they're doing to us.
My wife, no.
Yeah, my mom doesn't. She doesn't get anything. She doesn't even believe us. Really.
Nothing.
She thinks that we're crazy. My mom is very black and white.
She doesn't want to know.
Yeah, it's smart of her though.
She doesn't want to know.
Maybe not knowing is the best for her.
Yeah, exactly.
But why? Like, yeah, you guys are RH negative. We're O positive. I just don't understand why us though. But you know, at least we're open. That's what.
Look at it this way. This is the way I do. In order for me to live with this, it's a gift. I believe we were given a gift to be able to do
and 5D,
this.
if you had a question, you can resend it to us. Go ahead, Dad. I'm just letting them know.
Just fine. No, I think it's a gift, and I
yeah,
look,
they do, Kimmy.
I look up to everybody that we're sharing this with tonight. I look at it as if
you're right.
These are highly intelligent people that are gifted, but what do you do with the gift except share it with like-minded people that are going through similar situations?
And thank God that these people are here to talk about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, for so long, it was me and you.
Yeah.
And we didn't even want to say anything. We can't just come out and tell people this.
Did you tell them when my son Michael, his brother had passed away, but prior to that, Mike said to me, he said, Dad, he was concerned about Bobby going crazy, you know. And a few people, because of this type of conversation.
He's speaking about the awakening in 2017 that most of us all had.
Bobby, my son Bobby, Michael came to me of his concerns. So we sat down and actually looked at the Bobby's photos that he had taken, and Mike said, Dad, look at this. This is real. Bobby's not losing his mind. I mean, this is actually happening. And he cried.
It started 2016.
My son, he said, my brother, who I thought was losing it, isn't. He said, and if people don't have my
brother took my side completely.
The intelligence to open up their mind just a little bit and take a look at what he has. It's not, you can't fake it. You can't do anything other than say, this is what it is. It's clear as the nose in your face.
And Amy, can you define that for us, for my dad? So can you just tell the story real quick so he knows about the way the awakening happened for you? Yeah, Archangel. Go ahead, Dad. I'm just keeping everybody involved.
Yes.
But yeah, listen, his awakening overall. You know what, Amy? His awakening was around 1997, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Around, was it Halley's Comet? Really?
Right around that time frame. That's correct.
That's so weird. Amy, oh my gosh.
Well, that I'll tell you just real quick, little snippet. I was on duty and I stopped the car and it had what I believe 6 people in the car. It was the car ended up being stolen and the people in it were armed. But anyhow, I'm walking up to go up to the car from the driver's side, and something grabbed me and like pulled me back. So instead of going up to the driver's side, I went around to the passenger side, and there was a 7th guy in the back seat with a pump shotgun.
Wow.
Aimed at so he'd have cut me in half.
He's a policeman at this time, just so everybody.
Right. And what I did was I couldn't talk on the radio because I had my flashlight in my left hand and my
tell them what happened.
Gun out.
The divine intervention.
The divine intervention saved my life because if I had gone up as I normally would have, 9 times out of 10 I walked up to the driver's side. This guy in the back seat, he had a 12-gauge shotgun, and it leveled right. He was laying across the other 3 people in the back seat. He was short, and he would have killed me. There was no doubt in my mind. With a 12-gauge shotgun at that range, he'd have blown me all across Route 73. And
Something told him.
Yep.
Like as if, like he said, it was like the way that we talk about,
It was
when we talk
telepathic.
Telepathic.
It was telepathic.
These beings said, "Go to the passenger side."
And I did.
But after that, his awakening for what he believed and what he was seeing, like his awakening with the beings, these interdimensionals or their aliens, whatever you want to call them. As soon as that happened, he ended up hurting his back. In the line of duty, which was almost a godsend because he kept getting these weird calls where he was going to end up dead.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, absolutely. No, absolutely. The dispatchers would say, "Oh, here we go. Bob's working tonight, and he's in charge. Shit's going to hit the fan." And you know what? 9 times out of 10 it did. And to the point of I was in shootouts. I was injured in the line of duty. Severely a couple of times.
But here we go.
And,
when he had his surgery after the event that we're speaking of happened, after he had his surgery, his awakening, his whole mentality changed. He was coming up with inventions and he was seeing things in a 3D, 4D way. He came up with an invention that was medical, and get this. You guys will love this one. The person, okay, so he goes to get everything patented. He goes in, he puts the money down, everything else. Everybody that has been involved in that patent has ended up dead or mysteriously just screwed out of their life, basically.
Correct. Absolutely, yeah, that is the truth.
So this Amy here says,
yes.
I was in a car crash, 90 miles per hour, end over end. Wow. I was in a crash. Wow. Was zipped into a complete darkness, universe far, far away, then brought almost to another society, or heaven, or whatever you want to say. It was colorful, it was beautiful, stars, etc. Then popped back into my body in the crash.
Wow.
Giant invisible angel was holding me, protecting me. My brain injury from 14 months earlier, it had healed. Wow. Now that not only is that divine intervention, but it's a physical divine intervention.
Yes,
These beings brought you in and literally changed your physical manner of being. Like that is deep. That's deep.
Yes, it is. That's amazing.
Really, same thing with him.
Truly amazing.
They didn't want him to. These beings did not want him to be a policeman anymore.
No.
They wanted him to retire.
That's right. And they forced.
His retirement, more or less.
There's nothing I could have done any longer.
And you were pregnant with his son of 6. Oh my. Pregnant with my son 6 months later after losing. Wow. Losing. Oh my goodness, losing 5. My goodness.
This is amazing. That's amazing. But again, you call it divine intervention.
I call it. Yeah.
You can call it God
intervention.
Alien influence.
When we say alien, we don't mean the Greys with the big eyes. When we say alien, we mean a being that is not understood. That's our alien
superior
intervention,
being.
a superior being.
Superior being.
So Archangel, I don't want you to think that we're saying, the demons helped us out or something like that. That's not the way that we look at this stuff. We kind of have like a broader perspective. We're both Catholic, actually. So, I guess we're. How would you say?
We're Christian.
We're Christians. Well, I want to say Catholics. Not of this earth. Right, exactly, Amy. That's better to say it like that.
Wasn't it interesting?
Why? How did you become sterilized? What do you mean?
Oh boy.
You gotta let us know this one.
Oh boy.
The beings did that?
Yep, they do. Oh boy. I knew she was gonna say that.
No. You're the psychic? Like you had like a.
I just had a premonition she was gonna say that.
No way.
No, yeah, because they'll do that. It's amazing. It's that just hit a nerve with me because I've heard of that happening for whatever reason, and it's odd, but they do. They'll part of their procedure is they sterilize a woman. They take and they can either impregnate or do the reverse and sterilize the person for whatever reason.
Yeah, Amy, you're right.
It's amazing, but she's right.
I didn't know that.
But she's right.
I had no idea.
It hit a nerve with me because I've heard that, and I've spoken to a girl that was relating the same kind of an event. And it's amazing. She said that. I knew she was going to say it.
That's weird.
I knew she was going to say it.
That's the kind of.
Yeah.
There's something else at play here.
Well, at some point in time, we will all, at some point, people of like-minded of us, we will become more active in when the time is approaching. I believe that the time is approaching that you're going to, something's going to happen, a world event or something's going to happen to activate whatever, and you're going to see a change in everything. I think that the President Trump, his election, I believe that's
crazy.
Somehow
that just doesn't happen the way that happened.
No.
That was a flood of emotion.
Yep.
From that just.
No, it's just
come on now.
It's almost as if
there's something else at play.
Something was activated in people.
And we're not talking politics, by the way. We're talking about the events leading up to a Donald Trump presidency.
Right.
Was just not possible.
No.
That was just weird.
And I think they wanted him to get in so he could appoint federal judges. I think what they're doing is they're tweaking history before it even happens.
Yeah, we believe that. This group of us, we all believe that.
Well, so in the future, okay, because of Trump's putting people on the Supreme Court. Why, Amy?
Why do you say that? No, you go ahead.
No, Trump putting people on the Supreme Court, they are going to make certain decisions that are more right than left.
Right.
And whoever is making these decisions, again,
that's
I'm
deep, man.
alien.
You're talking about some really deep pyramid type stuff. Well, that's far.
But it's the truth because if you look at it,
I can't believe 5D left. I wanted to touch on his thing too.
If you think about it, it makes a lot of sense, guys. That
Yeah, Archangel, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's so not cool about them taking her eggs and stuff like that.
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Reason.
Okay, and it's crazy to me that think of this for my dad here. A couple years ago, before my brother's death, my dad calls me on the phone. He says, "Yeah, we agree, Amy. I'll touch on that in a second." My dad calls me on the phone. It's Christmas Day. He says, "Terrible dream last night."
Yep.
I said, "What? What'd you dream of?"
Yeah.
Hey, I'll let you tell him the dream. Tell him the dream.
I dreamt that my son, both my sons were in my pickup truck, and I dropped them off. My son Michael, when they passed away.
Pickup truck being it was a 1988 Chevy, and it was the truck that basically me and brother and I grew up getting driven around in.
That's correct. And anyhow, he said, "Dad, I forgot my bat." Now it was a beautiful summer day, blue sky. This is in my dream.
My brother's supposed to play professional baseball. He's really good.
Gorgeous out. So I said, "Michael, I'll be right back." So I drove to, again, it's a dream. I drove to a friend of mine's house. I said, "Can I borrow a baseball bat?" And he gave it to me. I drove back to the field, and it was winter, and everything was barren. It was gray, it was cold, and there was no Michael. And I panicked, and I went to my parents' house. Now, at the time, both my mom and dad had passed away, okay? My mother is standing on the front porch of the house with her arm around Michael, and he's there. At the time, Michael was still alive. And it really, it was so troublesome that I took and I called up Bobby and told him, you know, what I dreamt. And it was a premonition, because in fact, shortly thereafter, Michael passed away. So it was
At 11:11, do you know that? They're on the West Coast. At 11:11, you just finished that story. At the exact moment it became 11:11. That's crazy. I was looking, guys. Oh, I didn't want to say anything to him because I wanted to see how that went down. That was the good.
Yeah. Anyhow, it was very sad, and I think us, the people that are talking right now and that are interacting, we all have a gift, and I think that if you follow those gifts and if you listen and you think, you know, I knew that my son was going to die. I cried that dream. I woke up crying, and shortly, you know, thereafter he passed away.
Oh.
And I found him. Matter of fact, I found my son dead on the floor of my master bedroom bathroom, and I did CPR, did everything in my power to save my son's life, and he was flown to Jefferson Hospital. He was taken care of the best he could be, but he succumbed to his injuries.
Better place. He went to a better place.
Yes.
Wow.
He was in the military too. He was, you know, he was.
It was just odd that he had that thing on his forehead, and
Yeah.
I just don't know. There's more to that. We'll just
At some
leave it
point,
alone, I guess.
It's another topic. It really is.
So Amy writes, I dreamt my son 20 was in an underground campus lined up with others. They were all shot ×2, and they were consumed by others who weren't quite human. Like no shit. Like my tsunami premonition. G dreamt about a tsunami,
Wow.
and it came true.
Wow.
His hair was a foot longer, but the next couple of years, but it was in the next couple of years, and he's also an Rh negative. See, there's something about all this that it's all adding up. So like my dad was just saying, we're in what I call revelation. You want to call it the end time, you call it whatever you want. But there's something else going on here. There is a deep-rooted darkness about what this all is, and I believe, like, you know, one of, you know, Archangel. Your name is Archangel. Amy, the way that you are, like, you're such a pure person. Like, you're so good.
I want to ask your followers here. We're talking. I wanted to ask any of you. I saw a program that it's a fact. It's recent, by the way. They actually found.
It's okay.
Bigfoot.
I wasn't trying to get into that.
But yeah, but
No, the Bigfoot thing. She was asking me something else.
But it was interesting about that. It was on TV. They used, you know, modern devices, and so, and they actually got a picture of him. They found evidence of where his diet.
My brother wasn't religious like that.
It was amazing that, and at the same time frame during these sightings of this actual Bigfoot that they identified. There's at the same time frame, they have all of a sudden they have an influx of alien sightings of alien ship.
Wow.
So there's got to be a correlation.
Oh, definitely. There's definitely a
between
correlation.
them and aliens. What, again? I mean, you can speculate, and I'm not going to go any further than that because I don't know the answer. But it's just food.
Yeah, we agree.
Food for thought.
No, Amy agrees with you completely. She said Bigfoot's not from here. He's not from Earth.
No, he's not. It's very, you know, I don't know the reason, but it's interesting.
I believe that Bigfoot, just as we were workers in the garden, and that, obviously before the garden, there was those, what do they call those? The pre-humans? They call them the what? You know.
Cro-Magnon?
Yeah, but I'm saying, what do they call, in football when they're making fun of football players? They call them, oh,
Caveman.
you're a caveman. You're a
Neanderthal.
Neanderthal. The Neanderthals. I think that these Bigfoots are more or less a Neanderthal being
Are they
that the
familiar?
aliens
Did you
use
tell
to, do whatever they do.
Did you tell the following here about your uncle Rich, about his background at all?
They know a little bit. I never wanted to put it out there like
something
that.
very interesting. He was a naval intelligence. He was a lieutenant commander.
You're right,
Graduated in
you're right.
Annapolis. A highly educated man. He was out.
His brother. He's talking about his brother.
My brother Rich, my older brother. He graduated in Annapolis.
No names though, Dad.
Okay. He ended up. He was out on the flight deck. He was officer of the deck on an aircraft carrier in the area of the Bermuda Triangle, and he picked up a bogey, incoming bogey, traveling at excessive rate of speed to the point that it could have been a missile. And they activated their on-ship guidance system, Aegis. It's called Aegis, and to fire a missile at it. And they identified it. They said they were hailing it on all frequencies. No response. They fired a missile at it. You know what it did? It stopped. It just stopped, and it changed. It went to a right angle.
Whoa!
So the way the Aegis is set up is to self-destruct. In other words, because it didn't mathematically.
They didn't want it to turn around and hit the. I got you.
It just fell into the ocean, harmless.
Mm-hmm.
So, what on earth could do that?
Nothing.
And then what happened was the captain was.
The G-forces aren't possible.
They aren't possible. And the captain said, "Erase that." They took the radar log, and they purged it, so it couldn't be looked at. That's how deep this is. And our government knows something's going on. Our military knows what's going on. They just are concerned about the biblical and
You do too, Amy. That's why we love talking to people like yourself.
biblical and political ramifications of all this.
He just has done so much.
Yeah,
What is the end coming for people like you and me? Well, that's he might have a different opinion. I'll let him touch on it after I do. My opinion is that, okay, in Revelation, they talk about a many-eyed beast. And I believe that at judgment, our eyes will be that many-eyed beast, that God will, apparently this many-eyed beast is it's all the things that the pure had to see, and that God himself had to see through this many-eyed beast. I think we are the eyes, because we are all, it seems to me, very visual people. We all see things very pure. And that's why, I don't know about you guys, I'm a very emotional person because of that. Because I see things so purely. I think God will use that. Or the Supreme Being, if you want to call it that.
haven't you noted? Think about it for a moment. That the I think the aliens, Supreme Being, whatever you want to refer to, didn't understand human emotion. Sadness, happiness.
You're right, Amy. I agree.
Pain, and so on and so forth.
We do too.
That's where
Archangel.
Jesus. The concept is that Jesus was sent down to experience all of these emotions. So God, i.e., the Supreme Being, whatever you want to call it, alien, could grasp the idea of how we hurt.
They don't know what pain is,
And how we cry, and what we experience through pain and stuff.
Exactly.
And that is not a concept. It makes
Amy, we agree.
sense. That they sent down so they understood how we feel.
Right.
So and they understand now our weaknesses and our strengths.
Yeah.
And
it hurts though. Like both. Archangel, I love God so much, but I'm so emotional. This is the end game. Then Amy writes, hate, fear, judgment, etc. These are all man-made BS for control. And you're right. That is so true. Because how is it that, you know, okay, no, I could get into that. So my theory on angels, right? They really didn't understand either at all about being sad, happy, in love, whatever, until they came to Earth. I think Earth is a place that, because of the the trees and the pollen and getting sick, and there's so much here on Earth that makes us have the feelings that we have, and because of that, I think that that's how am I going to say, the angels, when they came here, they didn't ever understand that. They're light beings. All they know is good and bad, rules and not, chaos and followed rules, and so on and so on. So they come to Earth, and now they're feeling pissed off at each other. Think of it. I'll use my dad. Come on, man. You're 15 minutes late for watching these humans today. Come on, what are you doing?
Neither.
But why do I feel like that?
Right.
Why am I mad at you for?
Right.
What's being mad?
Because it's an emotion that they didn't understand.
It's an emotion that they didn't understand. And I think that God had, like he just said, had to send his son here because God wanted to know, my angels are going crazy. My humans are just out of, I don't think that he understood us in the end. Like, he created us in his image, thinking that we would be almost like him.
See, Bobby, I have a totally different end game to
That's
what you
fine.
said.
Yeah, sure.
My end game is this. I think it's going to be much more positive.
You're right, Archangel.
I really think that in the end days,
You're right, Amy.
I don't think we're looking at Armageddon. I don't think we're looking at that at all. I think it's going to be a much more peaceful
Transition.
where people, once and for all, can say, you know what, everything's out of our hands. We have to accept things and be more loving, more understanding, and that can be given telepathically, worldwide, by an alien race, that loves us and wants the world to succeed and be happy, and that could easily be done.
Well, you know what, they talk about God. In the Bible, they always say that there's one God. Well, that's weird, because if you read Ezekiel talks about many gods at one point, and I believe Isaiah does too, actually, where he says that our God, God, our Father, who created us, he does love us very much, but there is other gods out there that believe that we are an unfair species, that we are locked inside of these souls that we live in, that we feel pain and all these things that they don't feel. And it's not fair for a being of, God says that we were created in his image and likeness. So why would a God image in his likeness have to feel the things that a true God
You're missing one
doesn't
thing.
feel?
You're missing one thing, and that is, as a policeman, I can say this. You have people that commit, they're speeding 65 and a 50. What is that? Is that bad? No. Was it a mistake? Most likely. But even if it was done intentionally, it's not bad.
Right.
Now,
My phone's on. We're gonna
here's
put this here.
the main word that everyone's missing. It's called evil.
Evil.
That is where police officers, and I have seen pure evil. I've seen things happen that I've told Bobby about.
Yeah, move closer.
And it's given my son some really upsetting emotions. One of which was a child that I came upon. The stepmother murdered the child, and I tried to take the child out of the scalding hot water. I got burned. It broke my heart.
He tried to save the child.
It broke my heart. And that woman, you see in her eyes and her being, that was pure evil. That was beyond bad. It was beyond the concept. So it's important for people to understand, evil is what that has to be avoided, has to be stopped. Evil.
Yes.
And we're all bad. We all commit things. We all do stuff, but not evil things. Not all people do evil things.
Right.
And that's, as I see it, there'll be an end to evil at some point, where when the supreme being that that whatever race that is comes down and says, okay, enough's enough.
Amy, oh my goodness. Amy said that was it your ex? My daughter's father set my home on fire twice. Oh, did he try to kill you?
It's evil.
That's evil. That is, you've seen
That's
evil. Humans are considered to be low man on the totem pole. In the God way, you're right, Archangel. I get you. And I agree with you what you said earlier. I believe that you did choose to be here. 5D, thank you for coming back, because I did want to get your question. You asked me something earlier, and I didn't get to touch on it, so I want to touch on it now, if you remember what it was. The police saved Amy, she said. Amy, thank gosh. And see, you're here with us now. Thank God. You know what?
Absolutely.
Even if you don't believe, I do. And I thank God that you're here to be able to conversate with us and talk about these things. That's a harsh thing. That's evil. You saw evil. That's what that was. And, oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Archangel, if you want to touch on it, you can. It's up to you. You don't have to. You can if you want. But we're all here. This is a safe place. And if anyone ever came on here talking stupid, as you saw from earlier, I get rid of them. They don't. Those people that want to come on here and chastise and be stupid, get rid of them. I don't need them here. My daughter's ones. Oh. I understand. Touch on that 5D, because I'll, if you can define what you mean, I can touch on it. That's really deep. Yes, I run. She is 14 with a taser. Oh my goodness. Well, that's she's seen some things that she shouldn't have had to see. Oh my goodness, that's true evil. Why would you have to go through that? I don't understand that. That's terrible. Oh my goodness, you shouldn't have to go through that. People have tried to kill and
Maim.
yeah, and
What do you see about this medal here?
that's evil.
Why I wear this medal right
Stalkers. Oh my goodness.
here? This medal here, Bob, was given to me for saving a child.
Mm.
This police medal.
Medal of Valor, right? Is that what that is?
No, this is it's a Christian. It was given by the Bishop of Trenton, Archdiocese of Trenton. It's given because of my
Oh, that's only okay.
getting involved in a
We're
situation
gangsta too.
that saved.
But I'm gonna touch on 5D real quick.
Saved these little children had been abducted.
Mhm.
And they were being abused. My investigation resulted in the arrest and the saving of these children.
Mhm.
And I was awarded this medal, and that means a lot to me, more so than even the combat crosses and the those things. They were part of my job. This was kind of special,
That's weird.
And it's such a good. I'm glad you have a following of people, and you follow
They're
them.
great people here.
And they're highly intelligent.
Okay, 5D had a question for you.
Sure.
And if he wants to ask me, I'll ask too.
Yeah.
But he asked, okay, this is a loaded question because,
Yeah.
okay, the cloud beings that I see,
Yeah.
he wants to know when you see them, how do you see them? I need to get some water for a second.
A lot of times, my son Bobby will. He'll show me his interpretation of it, and then I'll look at them, and sometimes there is no interpretation other than what it is, and it's obvious. It's very interesting. How Bobby has this gift to pick up things and look at them, and see a side of it that, unless it's pointed out, it's difficult. Some things are very, very pointed and accurate. That's the way I see it. He's a gifted young man, and having a forum to meet with his friends, and he considers all of you friends, and he has a lot of respect also for you all and your intelligence, because I'm honored to be able to talk with you folks. It makes me happy to know that there are like-minded people out there. I thought I was alone. now I feel good to be able to talk with everybody, and everything I'm saying is from my heart, and it's truthful. No embellishments, no lies. These are things that I've experienced myself. I was told by firsthand from my grandparents, or my dad is a doctor. He was a psychiatrist, worked for the State Department of Education. Um, these are all things that when I'm saying something to you, I promise you that it is truthful, and some of which are opinions. But I'll preface that. I'll say, well, this is my opinion. Everything else is actually an experience that I had, and some of them were so good. As a policeman, I saw the really bad parts of life, but I also saw good. So, I enjoy.
I'm gonna catch you up. I see here. So here's what we got here. Cops saved me and my kids. Me too, 5D. Me too, 5D. Our galactic guardian angels are a whole team of support over us. I love you guys. You're not alone, friend.
Nope.
We are all family. I mean, I think they're just there to inspire me. I don't feel attacked by them a bit, but I don't think that they're going to manifest to be real life anytime soon. You know what I mean, in the physical. Yeah, my dad, he actually kind of agrees with you on that.
Yeah.
Dad thinks that these beings are, they're not a manifestation, but how do you want to say it? Spiritual?
Spiritual, yes, but explain the things when
They are dimensional.
As you as a child, when you were very young, and you were experiencing the ones and zeros, and when you had those pictures of aliens. If anyone out there can give me how,
I love you guys.
How did that?
They said they really appreciate you coming on here and talking to us. As you wish we could sit down and talk to our parents about this kind of stuff. That's why I want to do this stuff with you guys, because we don't have anyone to talk to this about. Like we try to just bring it up tonight. We were just trying to bring it up at a bar, and you know what? The people, I don't really drink, but we were having fun. We were having a good time, and people were looking at us like, what the fuck? What are they talking about? And I don't mean to curse, guys. My bad. But they're looking at us like, what are they talking about? And it's our conversation. They were not even a part of it. So
Right.
Why are they looking at us?
Well, and it's a shame, but I've become kind of hardened to that.
That's why I love you
because
guys.
I'll tell people, you know what, I wasn't talking to you. Don't listen to what I'm saying, and unless you have something, positive to say, or if you want to get into the conversation, that's fine.
He's resting in peace, Amy.
Don't eavesdrop. And,
Yeah.
And draw an opinion based on what you're overhearing.
You have me, Archangel, and Amy, and 5D. We're both here, and I plan on having Dad on more often because he doesn't get to talk to anyone. We get looked at like we're doing something wrong by even bringing it up. Oh, Archangel, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, you have us. We are family. This is what this is turning into. We are a family.
Don't you agree, though, that, all in all, we're all highly intelligent, and everybody has their own little, and this is why I enjoy it, talking to people, listening to everybody's comments, because they're a little bit different.
Hmm?
Then, we all have but
That's the best part.
What's best about it is I'm learning to understand my emotions, and it's a truly
And that's
wonderful.
hard for him because he was taught. He's 70s kid, so he didn't grow up. What did your dad tell you when you were a kid about emotions? You don't show him. He was in the military and and police. You don't show your. He was taught to not show your emotions.
Right.
Don't talk about them.
Right.
If you're sad, get past it. If you're happy, live in the moment. If you're mad, get past it.
How do you tell? I had to go tell a mom and dad that their son was killed in a motor vehicle accident. Let me tell you, I've been in a ton of bar fights and domestics and everything, but that call
We'll be getting off soon too.
resonated with me throughout my career. because I could not show emotion. I couldn't cry.
Amy said that she loves hearing you talk, Dad, and she's a nurse from Virginia.
Oh, really? Oh, I enjoy speaking with you.
Hey, Archangel, we love you. I want you to know that.
Oh, yeah.
We're always here for you.
Anything that I can help any of you with, whether it be maybe an opinion based on.
Amy said she's 1969, baby.
Law enforcement. Oh, 59.
That's pretty cool.
But let's face it, I will. I promise you, if you have a question regarding the law, if I can help you with it.
We love you too, Archangel.
Every state's a little different, but if I can help you, I will. I have books that, different statutes, different order. Believe me, I have a really in-depth background. I'm politically active. I was, like Bob said, I was deputy mayor of a town in South Jersey.
No problem, 5D. We'll be getting off soon too. Don't worry. At 5D, before you get off, did we touch on everything that you wanted to? Because I feel like I always go for you first, but tonight, we were talking about so much. I want to make sure we finish up what I was talking to you about. It's kind of not fair. I felt like, I didn't put you to the back purposely. We just got into so much. And this is the first time that he's been on here, so he doesn't really. When he delves into something, he goes deep, and he gets very. He tells you the real way that he sees it. So he's very descriptive, and that is a little bit more. It's a little bit more in when we're talking. So if you had anything to ask us, it's. He extends it, but at least you know where he's coming from. You know everything about how he's thinking and bringing it to the table. Oh, by the way, I'm an 80s baby. I'm an 80s baby too, 86. Yes, watch the movie The Fourth Kind. Lots. Oh boy, The Fourth Kind. Oh, he knows about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we know about The Fourth Kind.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Skies too, though. I don't know if you guys have seen Dark Skies. I had a very, very bad reaction to that movie. He had a very, very bad reaction to The Fourth Kind. That movie did not sit well with him. You're okay? You're cool, 5? Alright. Well, like I said, 5, if anytime, I love going on your page. Obviously, I've been on lately giving you your thumbs up and stuff and commenting. So you know that I've been loving your page lately. But like I said, I just want to make sure that you got it, everything. Fourth Kind, yeah, those were 2 movies. For us are... I don't want to call them night and day. I guess it'd be dark and dark, dark and darker. But Amy, so it sounds like you kind of. It's like a mix. You grew up like in a mix of the way that we did. I'm 82, number 333, shown in. Wow, that is deep. That's why Archangel, I love when you're on here because you always give me. I love it. You always give me the best info.
Yeah, he really.
Oh, everyone here. That's why I love these people. They always bring up stuff that we can just delve and jump right into.
These are very smart people.
Yeah.
Highly intelligent.
Yeah.
I would rate all of it in very high IQ, very, very high IQ, very well.
Oh, 5 Dad, you would love 5D's page. You gotta get a year on YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
We might have to put you on here.
Yeah, I'll whatever I can.
Everyone here, like I said, you all are like Dad was saying. You guys are, each of you are all of you are smart, but you guys are each different in the way that you perceive, and share, and the way that you question, and then take the answer and follow up is just amazing. I love the way you guys do that.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm shocked.
We can tell, Archangel, you always come deep. You do.
You guys smart, man. Unbelievable.
Why we, let me see.
I'm telling you, these guys.
Why we are here.
My goodness.
What do you mean, Amy? I don't know if I got that. Let me see. I tried to go back. I just didn't see it. 152. 152. I don't know if I got all of that message. Yes, all of us need to stay inspired. We all got to stick together. Tell your dad to check out my pages, Christine Penn's old YouTube, and this one. I definitely will. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take a screenshot so I don't forget the name, the Christine Penn's one. There we go. Screenshot it. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, no, I'm going to get him on. He needs to... I keep telling him to get on here, And tonight, I think that he finally got to see that, you know, this is a team here. Like, we can all talk to each other in a way that we can't with other people. People just they don't get it because they haven't been chosen like we have. Everyone here has been chosen, and we all, each of us, have a story: why, how, when it happened, how it happened, what it felt like when it did happen. Not everybody has that. I feel bad for people that don't. Amy, what did you want to ask though? I know you had a question for me, and we're finishing up, but we're gonna wrap it up. It's been a little bit tonight.
It was fun.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do this again. Don't worry. Thank you all for even coming tonight.
Oh,
I know we were supposed to have an 8 o'clock show, and my dad's his one of his best friends passed away. But this what we just did here got his mind off that, and it meant so much to us to have y'all.
Mm-hmm. I'll definitely do it again. And maybe you'll have a different topic.
Oh yeah, definitely. I always change it up.
Yeah, we can talk about my politics and what we did, to help the town. And I can tell you, in terms of finances, I can give you some really good directions for. There's a million things. I'll be glad to share anything that any.
I can't wait to show you these people's pages, Dad. You'll love it. Every one of them, separately.
When we're done, I'd like to go. Show me. I want to see their pages.
Yeah.
I'm very interested.
You're right, 5D. 5D writes, yes, we've all been chosen, and y'all have y'all have our individual puzzle pieces, and we all fit in that piece the right way.
Absolutely.
And you're so right. We're all different, but guess what? We all, in the end, I can feel it. We are all meant to be here, and we all. You watch. People are going to start coming to us because I see the effect. It's weird. A person from California added me, so I go on their page, and I was looking at the comments, and person after person with the sky on their pictures. Do you remember 5D? I know you know when we first started this thing. People were going, "You guys are crazy. You guys aren't seeing anything. Y'all see things in the sky, blah 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 blah." Well, guess what? I'd say we have a pretty good percentage of people that are now seeing things in the sky. They're taking pictures of the same things that we were taking pictures of and being made fun of. Guess what? What do they say? The first guy through the door always takes the most flack.
Yep.
We were the first through that door.
Well, tell them about this real quick about my billing process for the birth.
Yeah, we live in New Jersey, and he was the chief of his squad. So he told Pete. He said, "We will no longer do this for free. We are going to have we would like to pay our guys." So he decides to through the insurance companies, and this is it's all over the country. Through the insurance companies, once you get picked up by an ambulance service, you should be paid. And he followed that up, and he said, through that, I'll be able to pay my guys.
First year, zero. I made $250,000.
Think of that.
First year billing process, and it didn't cost the patient $1. Their insurance company covered it. So that way.
But guess what? Like the point of the matter is though, when he sat down, and he was attacked. So harshly.
Oh my God.
What you're doing is wrong. You're ruining everything for volunteers. You're gonna put volunteers out of business.
Yep.
And it was a nightmare. He really, really, what happened was that the other chiefs that were going on vacations, having a good time, and living it up off of the same people's off of these principles, he took and he decided to have a paid crew, and that was that.
That was that.
But I love you guys. It is getting late here on the East Coast. It's about to be 3 a.m. I love you guys. Sleep tight. Have a great night.
Everybody's come back. Me too. I mirror what my son just said. Same thing. Wonderful people. Great conversation.
Yeah, me too. 5D. He used to make fun of me. I know.
Anytime anytime. You let me know, Bob. And
those people are ridiculous.
I'll make time.
Guess what, 5D? I'll go on your page and I see. How is it that you and I see I can go on your page and see the exact same things that you see, and you go on my page and see the exact same things that I see. So who's the nut? No, I'm not gonna put it like that. They're not nuts. They just can't see. And you know, it's coming down to there's so many people that are now seeing that the people that can't are starting to get jealous, and it's like it's sad, but it's just the way that it's happening. They want to see what we see, but they can't. Like we were at me and my dad were at a baseball game over the summer, and this guy, and I didn't even say it, he said it to me. Dad goes, look at that cloud. It looks like four horses. I was like, yeah. I was like, and there's riders too. He goes, it looks like the four horsemen. That Dad said that, not me. There's like someone that was, I guess, eavesdropping like 3 rows in front of us, and they go, I don't see anything like that. Where do you see that? So we pointed, and we're trying to show these people, and they're going, they go, I guess I'm not drunk enough yet. We look at each other, and this is Philly, by the way, where it's okay to get it's okay to kick someone's ass for being a busybody. We look at each other and we go, who the hell is this guy to tell me what I'm seeing? Like, what's going on here?
Right, exactly.
And then, these guys had the tenacity to get up and, act as if we were the crazy ones, and they had to get a new space to cheer on their little Phillies team so they could, drink and act retarded. But yeah, 5D, it's people like that will never get it, and it's okay, because guess who does get it? We get it, and that's why we're here now. This is just what it
It
is.
was getting late, and
Yeah, buddy.
I think it's important now.
I'm gonna hit up your page,
Let's
5.
dwell on it. Let's think about everything we talked about.
Yeah, and
And
we're
then
gonna.
the next time we can go a little deeper.
Yeah.
And I think it's healthy right now. There's nothing. We have to grasp. Let's think about everything we talked about. And the next time we do, we'll be able to address things and that we wanted.
Yeah, agreed.
We want it. Again, anything that I can do, and I will. I'll give any response that you deem that, if I can, give you some good advice regarding any topic, because I have a lot of educational and it's all good. It's all positive.
It really is. Yeah.
Nothing negative. I didn't hear one negative thing tonight.
Nah, it's the
one.
best show ever. I love you all.
One.
I wanted to say good night, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Hopefully, maybe even tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll see. Good night, and sweet dreams.